Hey, I got talking about that window, and I lost all track of time. I looked down, I thought, oh my gosh, it's almost 16 minutes. I'm never going to get that on YouTube. So I better go back and just say, so I was taking the molding off of this old window, and this little thin part where they cut the wood in this really intricate shape, but one part was super, super thin. And so when I took it off after 100 years, never being touched, it just cracked right there. So there's a crack up there. And then, of course, the other part of the mold, it all came off, no problem at all. And then, of course, I had to get the casement off the outside of the window, had to get that done. And I took that off. The problem with that was they had nails coming in from the back side and the sideways and from underneath and all these weird directions. It was like, seriously? Are you serious? Are you? And yeah, that's what they did. They had nails coming in from every direction. And the problem with that is and was the fact that, and of course, we're working with 110-year-old wood, dried up old wood. This wood's never been painted. It's all, veneer. There was some little cracks. There was some little things that happened because, you couldn't get all that because it was just tacked in by all these, I don't know how people build things, but they did a crazy thing. It was just like they just kept pegging. It's like every nail they get $1. Back then it would have been a penny, and probably a half a penny, or maybe a tenth of a penny, because if you look at the old lath work, I mean, talk about a baby. The old lath work, I'm talking, they have like every single lath had 2 nails in it, a couple nails, and so and then they had lath after lath after lath after lath. The whole wall was covered with this lath. It's like, are you serious? Yeah. So I got the window part, and then, of course, when you pull the wood out, you got nails coming in from the back and from sideways. There's some little splitting, and there's some little damage to the back of the wood, but it's against the wall, so, who cares? Nobody's ever going to see that. It doesn't make a difference. Well, this old woman comes out, and she's crying and screaming and hollering as if I'd cut her eyes out. And, oh, my God, you're destroying my home. Her reaction was like a 20 when... I said, look, the windows work. I put it in double hung windows. I had to get to the weights. I had to take, so the windows, they work perfectly. And all the wood I took off that she was so worried about had been sitting on the dining room table for days. It has been sitting there. So she could have looked at it. She could have examined it. She could have pondered it. She could have, done anything she wanted with that wood. But she waited till I got there. I was gluing things together, and then she just lost her mind. Literally went berserko. I've never had surgery, but I hear when they have surgery, they take a knife, they go, and they just cut you open. I've had relatives that had open heart surgery, and they just take the knife and they go right straight down, and they cut you wide open down to your belly button. They just cut you wide open. Then they take a big machine, and I think it's a hydraulic machine, and they crack your chest, and they crack your chest open. Because they have to get inside of your rib cage to get to your heart, and so it'd be like someone doing that and going, "You're ruining me. You're cutting me. Who are you? Are you Lucifer? Are you the devil? Are you that guy from the movies, Silence of the Lambs? Or what are you doing? Oh my God!" And so you could certainly, see how someone could say that, but at the same time, shut up. You want to be dead, or you want to have perfect skin? I mean, you want to be dead and have perfect skin, or do you want to have life and have a scar, an interesting conversation piece? Look at this, So, no, I don't think you want to have that. So my aunt, she would just have a big cross over that part, and I can't even, I don't think she just, generally don't wear open shirt things after that. You just wear more shirts like I wear. I have been through a whole bunch of surgeries the way I dress. I don't ever show anything. So... So that was an example of getting way too angry. Today's person was just like, are you going to have the window in? We're not going to be without a window, are we? We're not going to be without a window, are we? I said, no, we're not going to be without a window. I'm just going to put the window right back in. And of course, when I got there, I was able to set the wood back in. I just tapped my hammer, tapped it right in, made sure it just snapped right in there real nice. I told her when we get done, I will take some caulking, and we will get this thing all put back in and reattached, and it'll be awesome. It'll be really awesome. We'll have the window will work. The window's going to be brand new, same color, same everything, white, and it's going to be awesome. It'll be the original frame. It'll be the original framing around the outside, but it'll be a brand new window inside. So somehow it had been broken years ago, and you couldn't get the window out today. You could not get it out. It was like this window is not going to leave. And I thought, well, I was kind of like, the other answer would be to try to take off the entire, but that would be kind of stupid, because the way they did it, I could see it, was they put goop down. They put some goop around the edges. They set this window frame in there. So they didn't really have a lot of nails. We had a drywall screw that kind of went through, and as I was cutting the one little section, I ran right into a drywall screw that had been buried in there. It's like, oh boy. I'm in traffic right now. You want to see? I'll show you. So I'm in heavy traffic right now. I could be real angry. What's wrong with this? And the world, and God's forsaken me, and oh my God. Traffic is not something to get excited about. I can't do anything about the traffic. All I can do is that I do my devos, I talk, Pastor Judah said to listen to a bunch of audio books and, do that. That'd be cool. So I got to talk to you about discipline, about the power of the tongue next hour. That's going to be good. Discipline. But Pastor was talking about today about how we as people, we don't need to get angry at our brothers and sisters. We don't need to curse our brothers and sisters. We need to be a blessing. We need to be, and James 3 talks about being sweeter, getting sweeter and sweeter. And people actually criticize me, not just you, but other people criticize me, because I'll say, oh, thanks a lot, darling, thanks a million, and it's some guy that's probably my age. I'll just go, but I'm very sweet. I like to be sweet. I like to be yummy and sweet and delicious. And when Moses took the tree and put it into the waters, the bitter waters, they did not become arrowhead fresh waters. They weren't just fresh waters. They were sweet waters. And wow. I haven't seen this movie in quite a while. I'd sure like to see it again. Once Upon a Time in America. Once Upon a Time in America. And, man, I'll tell you. Once Upon a Time in America. Sweetwater. Remember? The old buggy driver was taking Elizabeth out to see the ranch. And Henry Fonda's character had shot the family dead out there at Sweetwater. So then the stagecoach driver was like, Sweetwater? Oh, that God-forsaken piece of desert land? Ha 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 ha. Only a crazy person like McBain could call that crazy piece of land Sweetwater. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Sweetwater. Ho 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 ho. But actually, he was right. And as the movie goes along, you learn the fact that he recognized that the water was sweet out there because it was going to provide everything. That the water was going to provide everything. That when the railroad came through, and McBain knew that, he said that when the railroads were going to start coming through the West, that's the movie title from Sergio Leone, Once Upon a Time in the West, he knew that the railroads couldn't run without water. They had to have water, because the water was for the steam. You had a fire, it burned the steam, then the steam would power the locomotive, and there was no gas. They didn't have to have gas. All they had to have was just something to burn, and that would make the engine go. And they could pull these long trains with just water, basically. It was pretty cool, and a lot of firewood and timber, and so. Well, he called it Sweetwater, and turned out it was Sweetwater. It was a very sweet place, and at the end, harmonica and all the characters, they helped Cheyenne, they helped to Jill McBain to get this land built. And harmonica had a righteous anger because of the fact that Henry Fonda's character had killed his brother and done it in a real heinous way. So, welcome to the movie hour. Just call me Tony Donoso. Remember NCIS? And Tony Donoso always had a movie reference. And I just saw a thing on Robert De Niro, by the way. Not Robert De Niro, Robert Wagner, and how they're still trying to get him to be guilty of the murder of his wife. And people just don't want to let go of some things. They just want to just keep it going and going and going and going and going. Do you ever get mad at somebody? And why do you get mad at them? And do you ever say, yell in obscenity and curse them? Well, the Bible doesn't shine very kindly on that. If you're cursing people out and you are damning someone to hell, or you're using extremely foul language and and you're barking at them, that's not the way God wants us to be with each other. He wants us to be sweet and loving and kind to each other. And if there's an offense that someone commits, He wants us to work it out. Not to just curse them out and hang up on them. That's not God's way. God is not interested in us cursing them out and then hanging up. That's the wrong way, Sherlock. So today, if you're angry, if you're upset, if you're irritated, let's not do that. And we can't just, I'm never going to get mad. We're going to get mad. You're going to be sad, you're going to cry, you're going to laugh, you're going to have joy, you're going to have pleasure, you're going to have pain. It's all going to happen. But if you got an anger problem, the Holy Spirit can help. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, and, what is it? I can't hear you. Self-control, right. That's it. Yep, self-control. There's someone who's self-control. Coalition says, oh my gosh, this is my relative here. Coalition says. Tom and John Colich. I don't think that's somebody I recognize probably, but he works for my cousin, Colich and Sons. How about that? That's amazing. Look at that. Wow. They must have a job. Their dad, Don Colich. Don Colich is my godfather. Wow. How about that? I'd never seen a Colich truck in all my life, and here it is, sitting right next to it there, Don Colich. Amazing. Well, Don's been dead. He used to be over 100. He was awesome. Went to his birthday party. All right, here we go. Ready? 1-213-713-8954. 8954 green at att.net. On the Twitter, Mr. Bob at BobBob8954. And of course, you're watching Bob's Daily Devo on YouTube, where I'm going to show you this whole deal. Look, and the Sons are the two twin brothers, Colich and Sons, general engineering contractors. How about that? Isn't that amazing? And he's doing a good job of driving, and that is so cool to see that. And that's my godfather. Colich was my godfather, and then his sons are the two twins, and there must be 70 by now. All right, love you. God bless. Have a good day.